All right, here we go. What's up, guys? Drop here, and I just wanted to do a quick video here. Now that 3.7 is released and there's the minor patch that was released 3.7.1, I just wanted to do a quick maybe 20-25 minute video just to showcase a few of the beginners, like kind of a back to basics tutorial for newcomers to the game. So I remember when I first started playing Star Citizen, I had a really bad time right at the beginning, because I started off with this tiny little beginner ship, and everyone else seemed to have the game down, and they all had big fancy ships, and I just didn't know where to go or what to do, and I was crashing and not going to the right places and getting confused. And sometimes chat can be helpful, like in-game text, but sometimes it's a little bit nicer to have something more visual, because people can be vague. And so I just wanted to do a quick walkthrough of what you're going to experience when you first start playing the game. So what I've done is I've relogged from the starting area to kind of showcase that. So first things first, you're going to wake up in this little bed, and it's kind of like a little habitation pod on a space station called Port Olisar. So when you wake up, what you want to do is you're going to be staring at the ceiling, looking around. You can hold F on your keyboard and then click get up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to stand up like so, and then you're free to walk around using your usual keys. Another way to get out of bed is to hit Y on your keyboard, and that's just sort of like a quick way to do it, so you don't have to hold F and then left click on your mouse. You can just press Y and you'll get up. And then you're going to see there's like some cups and books and stuff lying around, a backpack. Don't worry about that. You can't do anything with that. But what you want to do is go up to this door here, hold F and click open. And then the door will open. So this is habitation. This is where all the players who spawn at Port Olisar are going to be. And you're going to kind of just look for the exit, right? So you're going to go out the exit, and then you're going to go down this flight of stairs. And the flight of stairs is going to take you to the main level of Port Olisar. And then what you're going to do is, when you kind of came down the staircase, you saw this room here with the glowing, I guess, system. You want to go into that area like so. These doors are automatic. When you walk up to them, they'll just open on their own. And then you'll see all these little digital touchpads around here. And this is the central area where you can spawn your ship when you wake up. So if I went and I rented the starter ships just so that I could show you guys, you know, all the buttons and everything are accurate to what you're going to be experiencing. So if you bought the game with the Aurora starter pack, you're going to hold F, left click on the screen, and you're going to select your Aurora right here. It says stored, starter ship. You got a little bit of cargo space in there, a one-person crew, and you're going to click retrieve. And when you click retrieve, basically what it's going to do is it's going to pull out your ship and place it on a landing pad. So stare at the screen and wait for them to tell you where they put your ship. A07, okay? So that means that we're on strut A of the station. There's 4 struts, A, B, C, and D. And then, so on the walls here, you can see how it shows you where the landing pads are, where you need to go. So on this side, you've got 0 to 4 on the right, and then on the left, you've got landing pad 10. Landing pad 10 and landing pad 9, because they're solo, are for larger ships. But for you, you can see on your map there, it says RSI Aurora ES, that's the starter ship, and we're going to landing pad 7. So you want to find 05 to 08 on the wall and go that way. And then when you walk out of the door, it says again, landing pad 5 to 8 is to the right. So you go to the right, and then you can see it again over here to the right. So you're going to hold left click, cycle. What this is that basically it's just like a atmospheric chamber. So it's just going to make sure that you transition into open space properly. All right, so now we're in open space. And you've got these 2 signs here, 05 to 06 and 07 or 08. So we're on pad 7, so we want to go this way. Just follow the signs. Up the stairs, and then there you go. So you've got 2 pads up here. You've got 7 and 8, and that's our ship right there. This is the starter ship. This is the RSI Aurora ES. So when you go up to your ship, this is obviously where you're going to be sitting, and you're probably wondering how you get in. So if you hold F right at this big circular thing, you've got 3 options: open ladder, open door, or enter ship. Just click enter ship, and then don't touch anything. You'll actually automatically just enter the ship. You don't have to physically do it. There you go. So now you're in your ship. This right here is just a little cargo area. I guess you could place a little box in there if you're doing a delivery, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. First things first, what you want to do is you want to enter the pilot's seat. So look at your seat. It's going to highlight orange. Hold F and left click on enter pilot seat. Again, don't touch anything else until you've completed this little portion. And there you go. So you're in your ship. And you're kind of looking around. You're going, well, nothing's turned on. I don't know what to do. I'm just kind of just sitting here. Hold F again and just kind of look around. You're going to have a few options when you look around. So look around the ship until you see this here that says power on or flight ready. What you want to do is you want to click flight ready so that you can get going. And there you have it. So all your screens turn on. You have your, I guess, your pitch and degrees, right? You're just moving the mouse up and down. You can look left and right. All these little panels, all these little buttons, you can actually mess with those too. So this is showing the distribution of power to all your 3 systems. Over here, you've got weapons, the little bullet symbol. You've got shields on this side, and then you've got engines on this side. Just leave all that. You don't really need to do anything with that. This right here is your shields around your ship. You can also see up here on the left, your ship and then your shields front, left, right, and back. And this is just the exact same thing on this side as well. And so this is just showing you that all your shields are at 100%, and that's good. Over on this side, you've got your communications. So if you have friends that you've added to the game, or if you're in a global community chat, and right here you can see it says, when you scroll up to the very top, it says Port Olisar Landing Services. Now, you can just take off from here. You don't actually have to request to leave because there's no bay doors that your ship is inside. But what you want to do when you get into your ship and take off is just hold spacebar. That's going to take you straight up,
Takeoff complete.
Like so. Okay? Now, once you've lifted off, you can just start flying around. So hold W, S, A, and D. A and D are side strafe, left and right, and then space and left control are up and down. Okay? That's what that is. So right here you've got this this meter on the left-hand side. And right now it says 0, but watch what happens when I hit W. You start to move forward and your speed starts to increase, right? So what we're going to do is hit N on the keyboard, and that's going to retract the landing gear.
Landing gear raised.
See? And then if you wanted to go back and land at Port Olisar, you just hit them again and they'll deploy.
Landing gear deployed.
But we're going to raise them and just fly around and just get used to some of the flight basics.
Landing gear raised.
All right. So let's go forward. You can look around. Look at this guy floating around, eyeballing us. What's up? You can just look around and just kind of go out into open space a little bit. Hold W, let go of W to slow down.
Please visit again.
And then you can look back at where you came from. That guy looks like he wants to land. Okay, so you've got left, right, forward, and back. Back, if you want to go straight back, is S. And then you've got roll. So Q and E are kind of like leaning. And that's just going to roll your ship like this. Left and right. Just kind of get used to that. So when you're flying around, you can roll left, look up, and you'll make kind of like a left bank turn. And then the opposite way, you kind of bank right, go forward, and you'll do a right bank turn. All right? So I'm just going to go over just the flight basics a little bit here. On the left-hand side, you can see this line here. Now, when you scroll up with the mouse wheel on your I'll just get into a more open space so you can see it. When you scroll up with your mouse, you can see that line move. And what that's going to do is that's just going to restrict the speed upon which that you'll be flying the ship. It's like the gas pedal, basically. Or I should say the cruise control. So if I keep this at bare minimum, You can see I'm kind of moving forward, but very, 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 very slowly. And as I scroll up, while I'm holding forward, while I'm holding W, it's going to speed up. And then when I scroll down, it's going to slow down more and more and more and more. I would say that the blue line is where it's kind of like more safe to maneuver and stop. Whereas if you're in the red, it's going to be a little bit harder to slow down and stop when you're in the red. Now, one more quick thing is this dial on the left that you're scrolling up and down with is a cruise control, right? Just like in a car. So if you're moving around and you're flying through space and you want to actually be able to keep a steady speed without having to let go of the W key, what you can do is hit C, and it'll automatically set your speed to whatever you scroll the dial to. See if I scroll it up or down, but I've actually let go of W. That's the cruise control, okay? And just to turn it off, you hit C again, and then you'll slow down and stop. So this is important to remember whether or not your cruise control is on, especially when you're close to a planet's surface, because if you're flying towards the planet's surface and you forget that you left your cruise control on, what you'll do is you'll probably hit S to slow down and stop, which is fine, but as soon as you let go of S, you start to speed up again. So you want to make sure that when you're flying into a planet surface to go land somewhere, you want to be below the red line, which is this little red line right here. You want to be below that red line, and you want to make sure that your cruise control is off. So cruise control on has the arrow and off has no arrow. And that means that you'll most likely avoid colliding into the planet's surface and blowing up your ship. All right, so now that we've got kind of the basics of flying around, what you might want to consider doing next is sort of just choosing a target location. Where do you want to go? Now, a lot of people who start off wonder, how come I can't fly to this planet? How come I can't go to this big planet here called Crusader? It's right next to Port Olisar, which is the space station that we spawned from right here, but I can't go there. Well, that's because it's a giant gas planet and you can't actually physically fly there. The game restricts you from doing so, and so even though it looks cool and it's like a big planet in the system, it's really the only planet in the system that you can't fly to. So don't bother trying. You're going to waste a lot of time trying to fly there when you really just can't. So now you're probably wondering, well, what can I do to enjoy flying around and having a good time and just booting around? Well, if you hit F2 on the keyboard, it's going to bring up what's called your star map, okay? Star map is basically going to scroll, we're going to scroll out, and that's just going to zoom out the map. And you're probably thinking like, wow, this is kind of a big space. But actually, you can scroll out even more, and it gets bigger. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is the entire system of Star Citizen that you can go to right now. It's massive. It's got lots of planets and moons and places to go. All these like L3 locations here, L4, L1, L5, L4, L3, L2, L1, CRU. These are all rest stops. So you can go there when you're doing deliveries. You can go there if you're running low on fuel or if your ship is damaged. You can go there and you can repair or refuel. That's what those stations are there for. They're scattered around the system so that if you get low on fuel, you can quickly zip over to one of those and then continue on your way. But for now, we're going to stay in Crusader space. We're just going to go and check out one of these moons here. So we've got Yella, we've got Daymar, and we've got Kalen. So let's go to Daymar. Daymar's cool. Let's go to Daymar. So what you're going to do is you're going to left click on Daymar and click Set Route. Okay. Once you set the route, it's going to be green on the top. Just click that. Hit F2 to leave the star map. And then kind of look around. There should be a little like a little blue arrow showing you where you're going. Okay, we don't see it. So what we're experiencing is a little bit of a bug in the game, and I'll just show you real quick how to get rid of this bug. It's kind of annoying because it prevents you from going somewhere you want to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our star map, and instead of selecting the location, you can see here. Oh, there we go. What you want to see is that green dotted line, actually. So if you see that green dotted line and you set route, and it doesn't show a solid green line, then you got to do something else. Let's try going to one of these little array stations instead. We'll set the route for one of those places first. And we'll see if it shows up on our map. Just kind of look around for it. No. Okay, it's not showing up. So instead, let's try getting some speed here and going towards one of these little moons that you can physically see. We're just going to try and leave the area of space that is Port Olisar and try and just get out of there. So we'll scroll up while hitting W to speed up until we leave the Armistice Zone. Perfect. And then we'll slow right back down again. All right, now let's go to our star map. I believe we're actually moving towards yellow right now, but we want to go to Daymar. So let's click set route on Daymar. Okay, now that we've done that, you can see that it's a solid green line. That means that our location that we want to go to has been set. And of course, you can see this little blue arrow that showed up that kind of follows us around as we move the mouse. That's perfect. That's what you want. And then as you trail that arrow, it's going to bring you to the location that you want to go. So this is the you can see how it's got like two little circles. That means that we can now quantum leap to this area. So what you want to do is hit B on the keyboard, B for Bob. And what that's going to do is spool your quantum drive. Quantum drive is just like a really fast, kind of like a warp speed or a hyperdrive that allows you to get to moons or planets just much quicker than if you were trying to obviously fly there by yourself. So once you hit B and your spooling is complete and your calibration says ready, you can hold that button, B, and that's going to engage your quantum drive. So we're going to do that.
Quantum drive.
Let go of B after you've held it down for about a second or two, and your ship's going to automatically travel to that destination. There you go. So now we've arrived at Daymar. Now what we want to do is we want to get to the planet's surface as quickly as possible. If you want to, you can just go there by hitting W and speeding up. But there's actually a much more efficient way, and if you go back to your star map and then double click on the planet you're at, you can see all these little locations popped up with these kind of three-dimensional shaped arrows. So let's go to and click one of those. Let's go to the Dunlow Ridge Aid Shelter. We're going to left click that. You can see we got our dotted line, and then set route, and now we've got a solid line. That's a good sign. So now you hit F2 again to leave your star map, and you can see that little that little blue arrow popped up again. And that's just going to set, this is like a quantum travel, but it allows you to quantum leap around planets to different locations. So you're going to press B on that little area that we've selected, and it's going to spool your quantum drive again. It only takes a few seconds in this ship. And then you're going to hold B to travel there, and then you'll be golden.
Quantum drive is now on.
That's going to bring us in pretty close, probably within 25 kilometers. Perfect. Now we are already much, much closer to the planet's surface than we were if we tried to fly in by ourselves just without using the quantum.
Quantum drive is now on.
Perfect. All right, now what I like to do is you can see that we're kind of off tilt with the planet's surface. So I like to use either Q or E and just kind of level out. Level out your ship, make sure you're nice and flat, and then just hit W and scroll up till you're at that red line. And then what we can do, because we got a few minutes to spare, is hit C on your keyboard to set their cruise control. And basically just stay here and fly in. You can see now that we've got this is our terminal velocity number, and then this is our altitude. What I like to do is when you get to, if you're not in the red on your speed dial and you have your cruise control set, I like to wait until I'm about 1,000 feet off the ground before I let go of the cruise control. And so I'm going to turn off the cruise control just to make sure that we're not just flying right into the planet's surface. And this is really just a good, efficient way of getting to the planet's surface safely, is without the cruise control on at a low enough altitude. So one thing you want to consider doing when you're trying to fly to a specific location is if you can't see where your location is on the planet's surface, just tap B which is you're going to spool your quantum drive, and it's going to show you this location right here. This is the one that we quantum to originally. Of course, it's red or orange because we're way too close to be able to quantum leap there a second time. So we have to fly in manually. This is where quantum leap is actually restricted, but at least now you can see when you look up and down, this is our target location. So just try and set your cursor nice and easy right in the middle of that, just to make sure that you're going to the right place. You don't want to go way over here and then get lost. You want to be right in the middle. So once you've done that, hit B again to turn off your quantum, and it'll disappear. So just every once in a while, just tap B, make sure you're going in the right direction, and then tap B again, and that'll just ensure that you're going in the right way. So we're about 3,000 feet off the surface of this moon, and so we're still good to leave the cruise control on. So we'll just wait a few seconds until we're at a low enough altitude. So we're actually traveling to a location on this moon that's considered the dark side. So the Stanton sun of the entire system that we're in is actually shining on the other side of the moon. So we're in a dark side. When you go to the light side, you'll have a much easier time seeing the location as you get closer. But with the dark side, you'll want to turn on your lights. And to turn on your lights, you're going to hit T for Todd on your keyboard. Now you can see those flashing lights over there. That is actually our target location that we want to be at. So we're going to turn off our cruise control and just kind of aim towards those blinking lights on the ground. Now that we've turned off our cruise control, we can manually go in by holding W or tapping W. Don't go in too fast, go in nice and easy. And even if you want, once you're at about 500 feet, you can bring down your speed dial to about halfway. And that's just a much safer speed to be entering the surface of the moon at. You don't really want to be going any faster than that, especially when you're in a heavy ship that takes much longer to slow down, kind of like a train. The more train cars you have on the train, the longer it takes to slow down, right? So now that we're here at this facility, you can see all these like blinking lights. We're just going to bring our speed down even more. I like to set it to about 20. 20 is really good speed. So now that we're here, we're wondering, well, what do I do now? Just land anywhere? Well, this particular facility doesn't have any landing pads. So yeah, you can pretty much land anywhere you want here. What we're going to do is just kind of go down a little bit closer. All right, and now we're going to hit N on the keyboard, and that's going to deploy our landing gear. You can see the little blinking arrows there below our HUD.
Landing gear deployed.
And he says that our landing gear is deployed. So what you want to do is kind of get close, and then you want to make sure that you're level with the planet, which is 0 degrees on your pitch dial here. And then you're just going to tap control. Very easy. We'll just go forward a little bit. Get ourselves a little bit closer. Tap control. Nice and easy.
Landing complete.
Until that guy says landing complete. That means that you're on the ground, all your landing gear components are on the ground, and you're good to go. So what we're going to do now is we're going to press Y on our keyboard, and that's going to exit us out of the pilot seat. All right. So now that we're out of the pilot seat, we want to go in and see what they have inside that facility. We want to see who's in there, what there is to do. So you're going to look at the door that you came into your ship, hold F, and you're just going to click exit left. And that's going to manually take you out of your ship. So there you have it. We've now taken, that's Crusader. So we've left Port Olisar. We've quantum leaped to an external moon. We've come down through the atmosphere. I guess there isn't really much of an atmosphere on moons. And we've deployed our landing gear, those feet, and we've exited our ship, and now we're free to kind of just jump around. You can see how the moon is low gravity, and we can go into this facility, which is an age shelter. So when you go up to this shelter, they're going to have a pressurized airlock, which is manual, so you could just walk up to it. And then you want to click on this little panel that says cycle. And now we're in this building. There isn't really too much to do here. There might be the odd mission that requires you to make a delivery or a pickup, but there isn't really much to do here, to be honest. This is just kind of like a place that you can go to just to kind of like search around and see what there is lying around. Maybe check out these beds. I don't know. I don't think you can go in any of these beds, but it's kind of just like a random location. All right, so now that we've kind of been here, we want to go back out into space and we want to see, okay, what do I want to do? What's next for me in the game? I've kind of gotten used to my flight. I've gotten used to landing on a planet. I've been around the block, so to speak. But what do I do? What is there to do in Star Citizen? So what you want to do, press F1 on your keyboard, and this is going to bring up your Mobi-Glass. What you want to do is there's a bunch of little buttons down here on the bottom left. There's Comlink, Vehicle Loadout, Equipment Manager, Skyline, Journal, LiveWorks, Vehicle Maintenance Services, and then Contracts Manager. This right here is what you want to click, Contracts Manager. And this is kind of location based. So as you travel through the system, all of these missions here are going to change. And then you've got personal missions, and then you've got accepted missions. These are the ones that you take. So you go to general and you decide, okay, what do I want to do? What best suits my interest, right? Well, to start, I think the best way is to make in-game currency. You want to do some of these little delivery missions. They pay 4,000 roughly AUEC each. They're totally legal and they don't take up too much of your time. So what you want to do is find one that best suits your needs and is somewhat close to you. So these missions are all going to have a from and a to. So you want to go find this shipment, and then you want to take it to this area. And the mission is going to give you a really easy to use kind of like target location. Like it's all going to be laid out for you. You don't have to worry about like, okay, I don't know where to go. It's going to ping it on the map for you. So let's find one here that's somewhat close to us. Let's do... Kovalex delivery. These ones pay 6,000 each. Delivery missions are usually really safe. You don't need any weapons or anything like that. But these are what you want to do. Okay? I mean, it's always a good idea to try and have a weapon on you at some point. So what I'll do is I'm going to spawn us back at Port Olisar, and I'm going to show you where you can... once you've done a few of these missions, you're going to want to probably pick up a little weapon or something, right? Just in case you run into an enemy or someone starts shooting at you on the ground and you want to shoot back. It's good to have a weapon. Also, what's new in the game is cave mining. So it's like mining by hand. And I'll probably do a separate video on that, on how to do mining. But for now, we're just doing basics. So you want to do a quick delivery. So let's do this. We'll do... let's see here. HUR, CRUL5 to Hadley on Hurston. Okay. All right, let's do this one. CRUL5 to Hadley on Hurston. So you're going to accept that offer. And now it's automatically taking you to your accepted missions. And now if you only have one mission accepted, it's automatically going to track it for you, which is what this little magnifying glass means. And that's good. So we've accepted a mission to do in the game now, so we can make a little bit of money. So you're going to press F1 again to leave your Mobi-Glass, and you're going to exit the facility you're at, no matter where it happens to be. Click Cycle, and we're going to go back out to our ship. Oh, it's bright out. Look at that. The reason there's so much dust here is because we just left our pilot seat without turning off the power to the ship. So that's just the engines kind of throwing up dust. So we're going to go back up to our ship. Hold F, left click enter. Perfect. Hold F on the pilot seat, left click enter. And when you get back into your ship after you've flown it, everything digital should light up immediately. Just like that. Alright, so we're back in our ship. We want to go pick up this shipment for a mission. So you're going to hold W to take off. Okay, you're going to press N to retract your landing gear.
Landing gear raised.
And what you kind of want to do is just kind of look up, hold W, and scroll up so that you can pick up some speed and leave this moon, right? So let's set the dial at halfway. Half speed, half maximum speed, I should say. And then we're going to set our cruise control so that we can let go of W and coast. It's just setting the cruise, leaving the moon. And as a little kind of bit of information, if you press F4 on your keyboard, it'll give you an external view of your ship. This is just kind of like a third-person mode. And if you want to roll around the ship to look at the planet you left or the moon that you left, just press Z, and that's going to free up your camera so that you can kind of look around. So there you have it. We just left Daymar. We're out in open space again. So press F4 to go back into your ship cockpit. But we still can't move around because we have our camera unlocked. So press Z so that you can kind of maneuver the ship again. Now that we're out of the atmosphere of the moon that we've left, which should be somewhere around 20,000 feet in altitude, this number right here. We should be good at this point. Definitely good to let go of the cruise control. Start slowing down. Press F2 to go to your skyline. Zoom out and look around. Look around the map here till you see this green triangle or square, diamond shape. This is where it says pick up. This is where the mission is telling you to pick up your package. So you're going to click that, set your route so that you have a solid green line, and look around for your little blue arrow. You can see it there. Okay, so sometimes when you go to quantum leap to a location, it won't actually let you quantum leap there because if you have to try and, you can't just fly through the planet. So it's going to take you to this OM-1. What that means is orbital marker 1. These are just little quantum leap target places that are set out around the moon or planet that will allow you to do a short leap to get onto the right side of the planet so that you can go have a straight shot at where your target location is. So you're going to go to the orbital marker, hold B to quantum leap there.
Quantum drive is now on.
And then once you arrive at the orbital marker, the little blue arrow will change. It's going to turn off.
Drive is now off.
And then a new blue arrow is going to pop up. It doesn't have to because it's a mission. It's this one right here. It says pick up. So you're going to press B on that location, CRUL5. Wait for your quantum to spool up. And then hold B to get there.
Quantum drive is now on.
Now, I'm just going to cut the video here because it usually will take a few minutes for you to arrive at this location. So I'll see you when you get back. All right, we're coming out of this quantum leap. We're about to arrive at CRUL5. Here we are. Now you can see that when you go to an R&R stop, you end up just over 100 kilometers away, instead of 25 kilometers away when you quantum leap to a moon. I'm not really sure why this is. I assume it's for purposes of when you're in a really big ship and you maybe forgot your cruise control was on. You come out of quantum leap and you're going really fast sometimes. So you want to make sure that when you go into quantum leap and you come out at 0 speed. So what you want to do now that you've arrived is you want to hold W, bring up your speed. I like to keep it at about halfway so that you're not coming in too hot. Set your cruise control so your little arrow popped up there on the left. And just kind of eyeball that pickup point until you get, I don't know, let's say 10 kilometers away. All right, we've just passed 15 kilometers distance, so I'm going to let go of the cruise control and just let us slow right down. Naturally, just let the ship slow down. And then I'm going to scroll down on the mouse wheel to bring my set speed back to that red line, which is a nice safe speed to fly around at. Now when I hold W, even though I'm going full speed, I'm only restricting my speed to about 140 on the speed dial. Now you can kind of look around, check out the station. Generally speaking, right at the center here of the station is where the landing places are going to be. So you kind of want to fly around and just get in a little bit closer. Okay, now we're pretty close to the station. So we're going to let go of W and come to a halt. And you can see on our panels, I'm going to hold F, and you can see you can kind of look around your ship now. You can see on this panel, we've got our comm system up. And if you can't see your comm system, just click on any one of these screens, kind of scroll in to zoom in, click on menu, and just click on the Wi-Fi symbol, the comm system. Now, sometimes this happens where you go up to a station like we're at now. We're really close. We're definitely within comms range, but we can't see the station's little button here. So what you want to do is press F1, bring up your mobi-glass, and then click on this little button here that says Comlink. And then up at the top, you've got channels, contacts, members, manage. Click on contacts right here, and you can see our station that we're at is right here. So click the little arrow right here, and it's going to hail the station. And what that's going to do is it's going to provide you... They're going to assign you a landing bay to go to. So kind of look around the station for the little gear symbol. So that gear symbol is the landing pad we want to go to. So hit W and start coasting up, nice and easy, up to that little gear symbol. And you'll see when we get closer what the landing pad looks like. Be really careful in here not to crash into anything, because you'll explode. Just kind of take your time, nice and easy. So we're getting a little bit closer. What I like to do when I'm really close to my assigned landing pad is just bring the speed dial even lower. Nice and slow. You can strafe to the right, holding D if you want, or A if you're going left. You can see now, that's our landing pad they've assigned us. We have to land there. If we land somewhere else, you're actually going to get a parking ticket, basically. So now that we're really close to this little area, I like to press N. That's going to bring down our landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
And just kind of go in, just bring your ship right into this digital box thing, this invisible blue thing. And once you're in here, you can either hold left control to bring the ship down, or you can hold N, and it's going to automatically land you.
Landing complete.
All right. So now that we've landed, we can press Y on the keyboard, and that's going to make us leave our seat. And remember, we go to our door and press exit left, hold F, left click that. Perfect. Okay, now we got to go into the station. So when you see at the front of this pad, closest to the station, there's this little red door. You want to go into here. And right here on the left, you can see these two doors. This is the elevator, and this is going to take us down into the main area. So hold F, left click, call elevator. The doors will open. And then you can see this little button here, and it's going to give you a bunch of options. What you want to do is you want to go to the lobby. This is just the main area where you can pick up the package. Just wait a few minutes here. It's actually not that long of a trip. It's about 15 seconds maybe. And you can see our packages right there. It's really close. So this is the main lobby of the R&R station, and right over here is called an admin office, and this is where your package is going to be. You can see this Covalex shipping little box here. Fast and reliable, I'll say. You've got drop off and pickup. We're picking up the package, so we're going to left click that. Little door's going to open, and you're going to hold left click carry. So now you can see at the top of the screen it says objective complete, pickup shipments. Now we have the shipment, it's in our hands, and we have to take it to our other location here at HDMS Hadley. So you're going to go to your ship retrieval console, back at the elevators, and you can see this is our Aurora on the pad. It's not letting me see what pad it's on for some reason. I can't scroll down far enough, probably because I have too many ships here. I think it's 3. So let's go to the elevators and see if we can get to pad 3. It's either 3 or 2, just by looking at the way the numbers were shaped. And you can look around. Once you're within like 80 meters, you know that you're at the right pad. You can see our ships getting closer. Yeah, that's the one. All right, there's our ship. So we've got our package. Our ship is still on the landing pad. You can't run while holding a package. You just got to hold W and get there. Now this is where things get a little bit different. Because you're holding a container, you can't automatically enter your ship because you can't climb a ladder while holding a package. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to click open door. Oh shoot. Wait, how do you do this in the Aurora? I can't remember. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Is there something back here? No. Oh, I think you have to... Okay, never mind. You have to enter ship. Oh, what do you know? Okay, so when you enter your ship manually, just like we were doing before, it actually does let you climb the ship. So I guess I was wrong about that, but I guess we're all learning things. I haven't flown an Aurora in a really long time. So let's close this door. And what you want to do is hold F and look at your package. You can see there's two options. There's drop and place. We want to place it right in the middle of the hallway of our ship, just like that. So there's our shipment. So we've got the shipment. We're going to go back into our seat of our ship. Enter pilot seat. Everything's going to turn on. All right, and we're just going to take off like we did on Daymar. Just hold spacebar, take off, press N to retract your landing gear, turn around, and right there, straight behind us, is our delivery point. So you're just going to go out of the space station space. You're going to go back to your star map. You're going to go to that location, and you're basically just going to do the exact same thing we did on Daymar. You're going to go to the planet. You're going to go to your star map, zoom in, select the place that you want to go to, quantum leap there, land the ship nice and safely, pick up your package from behind your seat, and then deliver it. And you're going to make 4,000 AUEC that way. So super easy and basic. Just to start off with, like, really easy delivery missions is to do it this way. Go to your Mobi-Glass here. Go to your contracts manager and just select any of them. You can see already that our missions have changed because we're in a different part of the system. And that's basically it for the tutorial on the Aurora. How to the basics of playing Star Citizen so you can enjoy it the most, because there's usually a lot of information that you kind of have to soak up off the beginning, and not everyone is going to kind of like walk you through it from the chat. So it's nice to have a little tutorial like this just to kind of show you the basics of Star Citizen from the get-go. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want. And I'm really good at replying to people who comment on my videos. So if you have any basic questions about the game, or maybe you have a different ship that you've upgraded to and have some questions about it, feel free to leave them in the comments. And yeah, that's it. The basics of Star Citizen. I'll probably do another video shortly about how to go buy weapons and armor and the multi-tool for hand mining and all that jazz. But for today, this is good enough. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.